Hi, it's Lucia at Lushspaces, and today I want to talk about designing gardens on difficult sites. So as you can imagine, designing on difficult sites or dealing with problematic shapes can be quite challenging. But if you meet it, if you join it with a joy and give it a little bit of inspiration and also determination from your side, you can create something quite beautiful. And if your garden is just a little bit more than a roof or a balcony, or maybe your house is positioned on an L-shaped plot or triangular plot, then the traditional garden design techniques might seem to be quite difficult to apply. And that is not to say that you cannot apply those techniques, but you might require an alternative design strategy to get you going. For example, patios are usually an element of the overall design. But if you think about it, they also have to be designed themselves. And difficult sites like slopes or, for example, windy alleys and passageways between houses also demand a very thoughtful planning and also appropriate plants for this design. Front gardens can be a potential problem and quite a special one, and not because of their size or of the shape of the area, but because a large portion is usually dedicated to the driveway or the driveway to the garage or where the car is standing. So most of the area is usually paved. And also another problem is different legal restrictions that restrict you in what you can or cannot do in your front garden. And that becomes a problem, especially on the sites where either the local authorities or the developers, for example, want to keep the area as a kind of open area. And if for any reason the conditions aren't really suitable for example, for permanent plants, or the size or shape is a huge problem, the best answer in that case is to introduce planters or containers. And you can use them very creatively. Be prepared to use different plants and rotate them according to seasons. So you have something nice to look at, something colorful throughout the year. But don't forget to use also evergreen plants for the structure to create the backbone of the garden. You know, sometimes you wouldn't actually think so, but some gardens, backyards, or even basements can be transformed really nicely with just a few, very well selected plants, or a new coat of paint, or even using garden furniture. And you can transform these spaces into beautiful, nice looking areas where you will feel good and will want to spend time. And the key point here is to make sure that you use your imagination and also get inspired and use this inspiration to create a beautiful design. And just to provide you with some inspirations, I wanted to include pictures of some things that you can do to give you an idea. And when your front garden is very tiny, like this one on the picture, maybe you can compensate by making most of the vertical space with climbers, whether evergreen or seasonal, and also with window boxes, where you can seasonally change the colors, you can change the plants to keep it looking nice and fresh. And if you look at this long and narrow plot, you can see that it's been broken up into sections with an angled path, so you then don't walk along the garden in a straight line, but you stop and look at something and make sure you provide quite a lot of focal points or something that will kind of disturb your focus in and out. And as I mentioned earlier, some of the problematic spaces to design are roof gardens. They're usually quite cramped and sometimes overlooked as well, but by keeping most of the pots around the edge, it is actually possible to create a sense of space in the center where you could put your barbecue area or sitting area, and you can have a lovely living space. So that is it for problematic or difficult sites. If you like the video, please give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'm looking forward to see you in the next video.